Hello, welcome to the 24 T2 tournament of Line War. Now we won't be covering the group stage of the tournament unless they randomly come up, but we will be covering the final stage, which includes round 1 and 2, the semi-finals and the finals. Now round 3 and 4, the semi-finals and finals, are going to be multiple battles per video, as they are a best of 3. But the first 2 rounds are best of 1, so we're just covering 1 battle per video. And I know there was a system of extra lives involved, where the player could nullify the battles and then basically get an extra chance to stay in the tournament. But I'm not going to cover any of those nullified matches, and just stick to what was specifically relevant to the tournament. So here we have round 1, Basantos versus Realbug, also known as Crypto. Basantos has started in the lower left side of the map. So he's starting with 2 airfields, a factory, and he's got a town over there for some extra economy, and he's expanding the map. And he does have the energy to support that many airfields, as there are 2 energy wells almost instantly available to him. But that will slow down his expansion, as he won't have as many ground units, but he will be able to better protect them when he encounters the enemy. As for Realbug or Crypto, he's crossed the water, so he has a group of units behind Basantos over there. Not that he knows where Basantos started exactly, but he's got an airfield to help with commandos. By the looks of it, he's got the commandos being produced there in the barracks next to it. And he's got a factory there as well. Now, he's getting transport jets, but I am a bit concerned for Crypto because he hasn't actually got any energy available to him. The closest one is actually in the ocean, unless I've missed one, which is not impossible. Okay, so let's see how this battle plays out. We've got Basantos moving in over here. They are slowly getting closer to each other. But down here we got Crypto, who's sending most of his units all the way to the right. He's collecting all those territories first. I assume that's because he knows Basantos had to start on the left side of the map. He doesn't know where, but he's trying to keep that engagement on this side for as late as possible. He's just collecting everything backwards, and then he's going to push through later on. He wants to get discovered later rather than sooner. But it looks like Basantos is going to be scouting the area with a tank. He's sending a tank all the way down this way. So he will find out fairly soon if he sticks to that. And I just saw a white line go across then. These commandos are going to cross over this way onto this island over here. It's going to be a lot of economy. He's going straight for the energy well, which negates what I was saying earlier about me being worried for his energy, because I was thinking about this one. So you'd have to get it through the water, but that's not the case. He is going to be able to have one here and one here later, but he's going straight for the towns. He's thinking about economy as well. So Crypto will have a lot of potential when it comes to economy than Basantos, I think. I mean, Basantos doesn't have much potential here. He's got no cities. He's got one down here, but he doesn't know that Crypto's also there as well. And he's got one up here that he could get, but that's going to be a lot later. It looks like Crypto's going to get them a lot sooner than Basantos will. There is a little engagement going on here. Basantos has just sent 1 unit off to try and see the opponent, and he's bringing him back now. So, the first engagement was a unit running off, firing a few, and then coming back. He's switched out from the transports to helicopters now. He's got 1 transport, so he's going to be using the helis a lot to advance, which seems to be a very popular use. I prefer strikers, but then I see most people using helicopters. So we're getting a bit of defense set up in the mountains, which is a good idea, but the enemy has artillery, so they could just shoot from a distance. But it does force most of the units to go around. The artillery are moving forward. We're keeping a front line of infantry to protect those artillery though. And Crypto is just trying to catch these guys so they don't end up going off and expanding. I think he's trying to cut him off to stop him gaining some extra territories and a city. So he's going to be pushing a bit. He's moving in some SAM as well. That's only 2 though, and we do have quite a lot of bombers here, but those are better at destroying structures. So I think Basantos is trying to save those up for a bit more of... No, he's not. He's going in now. I thought he was going to wait until he's got a few more and try and send them in. He's got perfectly enough right now. He's got 6 against 2 SAM. Those SAM are not going to be able to survive very well against those. And a tank is moving in around the back. And I do wonder what happened to that tank earlier, that if he sent down there. I will just check that in a minute. That those bombers are tearing up that front line. It looks like Basantos has won the first engagement. There isn't much left for Crypto to defend with. But he definitely needs these SAM units. He's going to probably protect with these helicopters on the ground, and the SAM are going to have to protect those structures, because if Basantos finds them, that's going to be a bit of a problem. He's fairly undefended right now. Crypto has also been discovered down in the south, where there is also a barracks here to help with the expansion. But that's not going to be enough against these two over here. We've got the bombers moving in now. He knows because he's expanded here that he must have came up this way, so he's going straight up into these mountains. And he sent them all off in different directions, but he's got them defended, the SAM in the mountains here, which, because they're on the mountains as well, they've got extra defense. So they are going to be a lot tougher to kill. That was a very good decision there. These bombers are going to have to really group together. I wonder, if I press tab, does that still do it? Yeah. Pressing tab shows the range of the air units from the airfield. And if I switch over to real bug... No, it doesn't show it. I don't know why. Stick to Basantos. And now he's pushing his units through over here. I was thinking if he used strikers, he could strike the structures. Like, literally set a target on them. But the bombers don't do that. So he'd actually bring the bombers down in this section over here. We've got SAM being produced. And there is some SAM on the ground. But the more SAM he has to produce over here as well. This is a good situation for Basantos, because he's got the air units. He can just strike at different places. And the more the enemy focuses on SAM units, the more the ground units are going to be able to push through. But there's a tank just holding off in the back over here. Up in the north we have a defensive line over here, but they're not defended by SAM units. It looks like these helicopters are going to be doing a lot of damage. It doesn't look like Basantos... Oh, he's bringing some units in now, some SAM. He's got 3. They will help against those helicopters, but at the minute there's not much you can really do against them. The ground units do fire at them, and it will go down eventually. You can see it's taken a fair amount of damage. But, oh, he's got interceptors instead. So those interceptors are behind, just trying to wait for the helicopters to move in. The Crypto's actually struggling with the energy. It's... Just have a quick look over here. He does have an energy well now. And those bombers are moving in from the north, so he's sent those SAM over that way, so he's brought them in this through the top. And he's having a retreat as well, because those SAM are doing a very good job at taking them out. We don't have much left. We've got the interceptors moving down over here onto this section, but they're being attacked very soon. I feel like he built this, set the how many he wanted to go there, and then when it built, it sent some down there, and that is not a good time for those things to move down. Helicopters are protecting down here as well. Up in this section, the defensive line is pretty much just being a meat wall at the minute. Got mostly artillery and helicopters attacking it, so it's just holding them off basically with their HP. And also, Crypto got a couple of units up here. I assume that was from the transport jet. But they are being approached very quickly, so I don't think they're going to last too much longer. They're setting up a defense. Most of this is SAM though, so it's not going to do well against the ground. Down in the south, Crypto is making a push. He's got some strike commands on these structures, and the infantry may just take at least one of them out. It's pretty much infantry backed up with SAM. We've got commandos even moving in and dropping down on this structure over here. Completely avoiding the SAM in this section. One structure does go down. Commandos are very good at taking out the structures, so I'm guessing that structure's gone for 2. I'm just going to quickly check the north. I can see there's 2 defensive lines set up now. But fortunately for Crypto, most of his defense is artillery, and they're getting a few free kills over here. And that'll just keep continuing. As units come by, it'll just fill in these gaps, and those kills will just keep happening. But it looks like Crypto is the one to retreat a little. He's got a nice little formation over here. Even the SAM in the south are making a push. And the artillery is staying behind the SAM. I think that was just a little bit of an error there. There we go, he sorted them out. SAM are moving up there. We've got the artillery pushing in on this way. And we've got quite a bit of production being set up in this section. And there's industry over here being built. So that's a bit of an economy boost for Crypto. But those bombers are finding an exposed base over here. The SAM are forced to retreat, but the bombers got their damage in. Even though they didn't get any kills, the repairs will cost money. But there's been a push made onto this defense right now, and that's a lot of infantry up in this section here. He's got them on move commands. They're trying to push through, and they're going to come around the back, I think. So, the infantry were on blue commands, got the artillery mostly on the orange commands. And he's just taken out the defense pretty well there. That was really good formations. Or movements. And we've got some commandos in over here as well. I think he nearly forgot about them as they were starting to take it, which has revealed their position. He's now moving them away, and they're going for the energy well at the back there. The defensive line has been defeated here, and Crypto is free to push in through this section now, which is going to force Basantos to fight from his main location in 2 fronts now. I feel like those commandos are going to get that kill before Basantos can really reply to that. Still doing some commando harassments while pushing in with the main force. We've got a lot of tanks forming over here. And because they're in the mountains, they're going to be a bit stealthed. Though these 3 won't be. So it looks like there's 3 tanks, and they're going to push through very soon. They're going now. Basantos does have a fair amount of energy, but they're not going to be able to move for long. That's a lot of tanks. Especially if he wants to move his air force as well. But I'm assuming he's going to have to hold off from that. This is a pretty devastating push. He's got them on move command, fast commands, so they're just going to move right through them until he changed them. Now he's changed them back. So those tanks just really push through and devastated most of that front force. The bombers are moving in as well, which is going to make his energy struggle. You can see his energy is draining really fast. And those tanks are pushing in through the main section here. He's getting into Crypto's base. I'm just going to quickly check what's happening down here. Crypto's making a good expanse towards the base, so Basantos really needs to have a bit of success up here. We're getting some movement over here as well. Instead of using the jets, getting the transport boats to move across the top section, get into the top of Crypto there. And unfortunately, Basantos has run out of energy, which means his tanks are a bit of sitting ducks here. But he really needs them to jump on these structures right now and start taking them out. Let's have a quick look at the economy. We've got 900 from Basantos, but Crypto must be doing a little bit better. 1,500. So Crypto is doing a lot better when it comes to the economy. That's mostly because of this extra island he's got over here. And the tank's trying to jump on some structures. One does go down, the other's probably going to go down if they're in range. Yep. Helicopters are going to take them out pretty well. There's nothing really to deal with them at the moment, and Crypto's forces are moving towards Santos' base. This feels like mostly a response because he's got them on attack commands rather than capture commands, so he's trying to get them in a little bit faster. So Basantos has been eliminated. Crypto, or Realbug in this case, is the victor. Also, don't forget to subscribe, because if the tournament's still on, I'll be still releasing the videos for it. And if not, I'll still be releasing videos for other Line War matches. Either way, if you enjoyed this, you'll enjoy those. And there are 2 videos on screen right now, so feel free to click on one, and I'll see you there.